I don't know how to say that line. Are you thinking of more mushroom band names? Oh god, I love this. This is so cute. You're too cute. Um, okay, I'll come back to this because I have an idea for what I want it to be. I want it to feel very stable, but it's a beautiful, beautiful city. Um, there is a path to the tower. I keep saying tower, but it's called the spire. Ugh. Okay. I need to write it here. The region is also the area, the capital. Cool. That's what I wanted. So the roads to the tower are securely guarded. The roads, like, you can see that there's like a passage to the woods that goes to Crescendia. I imagine this road has a lot of like force and like maybe like religious security. And it's completely like a stark contrast to like this area. Um Not at the foot, at the head of a lake. People tell stories of the that it is the source of all the oh. So the lake in front, I don't have a cool name. I needed like a religious mushroom name. The spire sits at the top of it, and new like meisters who are taken into the tower to practice the religion and become new priests and ministers and blah, 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 blah are baptized there. So if you have a name that's like very like ho ho ho, let me know. Um, I'm assuming these people are pretty small since they ride rats as mounts. Yeah, they're small in our eyes. I see them as like if you say they're 6 feet tall or like a 5 foot something, they're that height. They just use rats as mounts. Um, there are dragonflies already. There aren't mush dragons. There could be large creatures, like how we probably saw dinosaur bones and thought dragons. That could be geckos and lizards. Um, we could say that in this region in the peaks there is like history of large geckos and lizards. I'm trying to think like how could we could like name them something different. Ooh, give me a sec. Okay. I'm excited. What a time is it? 4:36. Um Baptized in the seven in the hills speak of they speak of large creatures that threaten the region that and then I'll keep it here for like if we have an idea for geckos and lizards because that's awesome. If you guys have seen like images of like large what's it called we had to see because I'm thinking like in Horizon, you know how they had like beautiful like towns and things, and then the further out you went, you saw where the big ass monsters were, or not the monsters, animals were. That's what I'm imagining. Like you just hear like the ground like shaking, like, and that can totally happen in the hills and mountains. These are the peaks. Like, well, nobody knows what happens there except for maybe House Porcini. Maybe that's why they have to fight everything because they have that warrior kind of mentality. How would let's see, how would we pronounce this? Melitas. I like that. The spire sits at the lake where people tell stories. That it is the source of all the magic of the seven, and where all meisters are baptized into the ring. See that? Magic of the ring, and where all meisters are baptized into the seven. Done. That's done. What they're known for. History. Let's do that. What could be cool things that happened in this region? Or bad things, or things that made them who they are now. Like why did they become this region known as music when they border probably treacherous lands? And why do they have like the tower here? Could the source of magic be true? Could this lake actually be powerful? And maybe they just became a house? And all these ruins that are on the side here, what could be happening in that borderland that makes it so treacherous? And then, but also they're able to keep it stable. I'm going to say in this region, there's a lot of people here. A lot of people live here. So they have a source of like, they have people to recruit for fighting. They have people to recruit for anything. They have a lot of people. Infantry? I don't know. Leviathan shroom. A dragon normally kept docile from inhaling the spores of the shroom on his back. Oh. I might change it to like a Komodo dragon kind of style rather than like the ones with wings. Um, because I love Komodo dragons. They're so scary. My feet so cold. I went, no, why? Get some socks. I have socks. Whatever threat comes from there, they need the cold environment to stay alive. Oh. The region is infantry. The threat of the taiga. I don't never know how to pronounce it, guys. Obviously, I'm like, is this tiger that I'm just saying in a very cool way? Taiga? Like the rapper Taiga? I never know how to say this geographical term. That means they're thick forests, coniferous trees, such as spruce, pine, and fir. Taiga. Taiga. Okay. They need the cold environment to thrive. With that. What else could be happening in this region, history-wise? There's a big river, a beautiful river. It goes out, and maybe it's very cold, so people don't really... Melody Brook, maybe it has a lot of, like, the people don't fish on it as much. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Like maybe people who don't fish on it much, or maybe there's always missing fishermen, or people who traverse the Melody Brook River because their songs are never heard again because it's not like icy. It's like I was thinking like myconids that live in this region that are not part of the the kingdom, snatch them, or they're like wildlings. But I love the idea of icy whip strain heat from Unfortunates. That's pretty cool. Do you think this house would have like a force or like something to guard the wood? Like they have patrols? Okay. I love the idea of the river being like the geographical border. And then like the kingdom saying, no, we need to protect the realm, like stretch out further. And they stretched out further, and this in a so way, like I made the color here a mix between the white and the green. So it feels like there is that push. And like a small town that probably has like something happen to them maybe in the game that would be pretty cool to do. And then maybe like patrols or something that try to keep the border right. Maybe they like sit at this tower that no longer like works, or like was part of like a big thing. Ooh, aerial inventions. I like that. I like that. Hold on. Um, cool. Um, okay. Cool. Any known people of the family, if you have cool names, anyone who's probably done something cool in this region, maybe something related to the borders, maybe something related with the religious seat. I'm thinking like think of it as like Italy with the Vatican, okay? Like where no, Rome with the Vatican. So Rome is this big city and the Vatican is this big city. So like what could be cool things? The Vatican is in Rome, right? I'm smart, right? It's Sunday. My brain it doesn't really work that well. It is. I'm gonna believe it. Um, maybe like known people from this lesser house married into this one, or like um hmm. I also like the idea of like the names ending in the musical note thing, like where is it? Allegro, staccato, legato, like ending in GRO or ATO. Is that like if it was like how they end up in a dualistic government? Well, um yeah, what made this partnership happen? Was it a person, a family decision? Welcome on board. Thank you for the lurk. I hope you enjoy your book, bub. Okay. How did they end up in the duelist? So you put a twist on it, and after a long race for power, the public forced them to coexist and lead them united. Yeah, but in this world, it's based on Game of Thrones, and usually unification happens because people marry into like alliances. Um, Augustus Porcini, Alexander. Like, um, no, let's do House Porcini. Left his seat to become a Meister of the Tower. Claiming the seven came to him in a dream to leave his house and serve the ring. He left 4 children who married into House Chaan'ti. The unification of the houses turned into the merge between House Chaan'ti and the Spire, as Alexander did. Continued to rule over both houses through his children. His heir, seated at oh, it's House Orson. Why am I saying Porcini? God. Forge. At Forge and his after his death, many rumors continued that this relationship created roots that stand to this day. There you go. You're fine. I also. You got the right house. That I like the idea of there's like some kind of like bullshit going on. You know what I mean? What's up, J Rain? How you doing? I like the idea of like some bullshit is happening, something in the background is happening, and I like the idea of who is that pope that had like bastards? Was it the Medici family? No, it wasn't the Medici family. It was Alexander. Borgia, the Borgia family. That's who I was thinking of, not the Medicis. It was the Borgia family. Yay! Hi, we're on week 3 of our Mushroom Kingdom world. So every week, except for like 2 or 3 weekends where I'm going to be at PAX U or traveling, we're going to be going through each of these houses and finishing up their stories so that we can run this game in run this game for 30 plus players as this big Game of Thrones kind of like world with like drama and stuff. And what we're trying to do is go through all the houses and finish out their storylines. make them real, you know, like how, you know, how Stark is different from the High Towers and blah blah blah. Yeah. So last week, well, the first week we did the Royal House. We did House Toadstool, who's over here, and today we're doing Chanter's Vale House Chaan'ti, where pretty much it's like very beautiful. It's like known for harmony. It's known for music and traveling caravans, but they're also close to the Spire, which is a very religious, very like you do not practice magic like in this world. It's a very low magic world because they control all magic, and only those who studied under them can practice magic because they're meisters. They're like assigned as advisors. So that contrast is there. Oh, I'm so sorry, baby. I didn't know you were there. Why? Okay, it's okay. What's the inspiration I have for these houses? Just I like fantasy and I like political drama. I love stories of like historical fiction, and like I was obsessed with like the Tudor, like English houses, you're like family legacies and like monarchies. I like the Borgias. I remember that show coming out, and I like the idea of like just power consolidation, how people used to practice this even within religion because there was power there. But yeah, so all the different houses have that aspect. They're not going to be like, oh, this is a house that's like suspicious. They're all going to have their own like array of things. They're all going to be a spectrum of like totally suspicious to like totally good. And that way people can root for the bad guys and still be like, yeah, but this player is a good one, you know, like you can have that. And so I like to like use the geography that I made in the map, which I still need to edit because the errors are still on this side, so don't look. And like if I have a couple themes, like I want this area to be musical, I'd be like, oh, there's a road that goes all the way around. I'd be like, well, if it's musical, there would be a traveling band. So yeah, so I'm using like a mix of my love for historical stuff, map making, geography, and just history all together. Yep, assume a mix. Okay. So how many generations did we do for what's his name? House Toadstool? Did we not finish this? How is your day, J Rain? I hope you're having a wonderful day, my dear. I already got the colors. You're not a warden. House Chaan'ti is a warden, though. I should give them that tag. Ah, stop it. They're a warden. Oh. It's very hard to think of a house in a setting like this that allows such freedom of expression and stays in power. I'm truly lost right now. Oh, I think it's the fact that they have such a relationship with the tower, that they have that much power. You know what I mean? Like it feels like a smoke and mirrors kind of thing. And I like it. I like that kind of thing. Like everybody thinks like, oh, they're so musical and they're so stable. Like what happens? And there's just like roots and roots of the tower, the spire, all the priests and ministers, like kind of like lurking, which is very good for drama. I can imagine like a player saying like, "Oh, whose strings are really playing with you?" Like we know what's really happening in Chanter's Vale, stuff like that. Sorry, Biscuit needs attention. My day's honestly going well. Just gotta finish some schoolwork, and I'll be set. Got out of work early as well, which is a bonus. I'm glad that you got out of work early. Get some schoolwork done, and then definitely get some food. I don't see any food in there. Did you eat today? Okay, Bubba, I have to finish this. Okay, Biscuit. I'm gonna finish this, and then I'll give you all the attention you want. I have 2 more hours before Star Crawl is starting. And it's the new episode of Blazing Dark, and it's really fun. No, but I'm gonna order some. What are you trying to order? I haven't had any like food yet. I wanted to get some pho. I think tonight's just gonna be like something simple. Just want to finish the school stuff first. That's smart. Look at you. Okay, we got the history. We got known person. Any other known people? I'm gonna just write down names so I can not struggle with that. Alexander's kids that married into the family. That could be cool. Looking up generators for names. What could be a name for his children that married into like? Whoa! Thank you so much for the raid, Trina. How are you? I hope you're having a wonderful stream, a wonderful day. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a wonderful day too. Y'all, could I get a shout out for Emily, please? Thank you so much for coming on through. We're doing world building. So it might be a little different for stream, but we do it on Sundays for our like campaigns and things. And this is our Mushroom Kingdom world that is based on like all different mushrooms and stuff like that. Or like adventures and stuff like this. Hi friend, I'm good. Enjoyed some art in Emily's stream. I love that. People sometimes missing, so beware the somber songs of the alleys draped in shadow. Ooh. Inari, save that real quick because I am talking to the raid and I will forget. I love world building. Well, welcome on in. We do this every week. This is our 3rd week of this like world because we're going through each of these houses that we built on stream. We did the map. Like it's a game that we're going to run on our sister channel, Starcrawl, where we like have our APs and things like that. But yeah, it's we're going to use the Witcher RPG system, but it's like, it's Game of Thrones. It has that feel. And it has a couple of mechanics that we built that could be like for dueling, letter writing, for people to have like scandals and rumors, that things that like help them rise in rank or not. But yeah, if you have to raid and dash, Emily, after doing art, please get food, please do what you need. Trina, same too. Like, you can always drop a follow and we can hang out another day. I don't want you guys to have to like do art and then sit for this too. So hey, if you like world building, go for it. I love it, but I want to make sure you guys take care of yourself as well. Oh, I forgot that the RPG widget is still on. Oh, I need to refresh that because it's not going to show. But thank you, Inari. Let's see. You might have to do !new to add the next one. Sorry, this one's weird. You might have to do new for the new idea. Letters and rumors are so fun. I know. I like the Game of Thrones system, but I need more of that drama.
That maybe. Oh my god! Thank you for the follow. Yay! But yeah.
Go hydrate. Yeah. Letters and rumors are so much fun. I like Game of Thrones, but I like Game of Thrones for the simple stuff like that happens, which is the dynamics between people. So I wanted less of like the other stuff, and I'm more of the social aspects of it. Thank you, Inari. Thank you. I'm sorry that was this widget is not great for ideas, but it works because it's minimalistic and I like it. I appreciate you doing that with the command. All right. I'm going to do a quick break. I can get water because Diet Coke is not hydrating at all. But give me a sec. I did a one-shot last winter where I had players submit rumors about their own characters and then randomly pass along to other players so they would have impressions of each other. Yes, yeah. So that's what we're doing here, where we make rumors and stuff about each house. So this is something that I want to run with like 30 plus people because I want it to be this really cool thing of like inter-family dynamics, intra-family dynamics. I don't know, the kingdom having something like that, and like have the idea of like if they go to court, because the first episode starts with lots of members of different families coming to court. If people are seen like walking along like together, there'll be rumors of like, are they like together or like together? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's fun and that's cool. Like to toss that in there. It's awesome. Definitely hydrate. I gotta hydrate. That's true. Okay. I will be right back. It'll literally be a second because I need something to drink. Bye. Be right back.